Hey, it's Wes here. As you may know, the 4x4 Canada podcast has two hosts. I'm in British Columbia, and Trisha is in Ontario. You seem to be working out quite well, as it allows us to attend more events and meet more people. A few weeks ago, Trisha attended the Overland North event in Albion Hills in Ontario. It was her first Overland event, and, well, she's hooked. Trisha did a great video, which you can check out on her 4x4 Canada podcast YouTube channel. Have a look and let her know what you think. The in-person video interviews is something a little new to both of us, and I think Trisha did an excellent job. Were you at the event? Did you see her wandering around in the 4x4 Canada podcast shirt? Tell us your thoughts on the event and on Trisha's video in the comments on YouTube. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. The following podcast is a modified version of that video. Trust me, the video is so much better. There's a lot more content and some awesome video shots.
Hi everyone, Trisha here on 4x4 Canada podcast. Thank you for joining us today. I had the opportunity to go to Overland North in Albion Hills right here in Caledon, Ontario. Let's talk about Overland North a little bit. The mission of Overland North is to be a resource for overlanders in Canada by bringing seasoned and new overlanders together. It's either by social media or during their annual events such as these. They focus on creating a community, and this community of like-minded people, of adventurers, explorers, building relationships, exploring and learning through their clinics, and of course, having fun doing it. They also have a warning that this hobby becomes a passion that can take you anywhere. Let's go check it out. As I walked through the grounds of Overland North, the amount of awesome rigs is mind-blowing, and the gear and the equipment that they have. This community is definitely awesome. Let's check it out. Hi everyone, we are currently driving to the driver experience today here at Overland at Albion Hills. We are the first group to go today, so this will be pretty exciting. There's a few different rigs in our group. We have some Jeeps, some Rams, some Tacomas, so it's going to be fun, and stay tuned. So this year they had something new to offer, which is a new event called the Driver's Experience. It's hosted by Chris and Richard from Overland Training Canada. And basically it was 3 hours of training, of off-roading, off-road recovery, and just looking at different rigs and rigs capability. I had fun time during the course. I went through, some obstacles, some mud, and of course the rock pile, which was totally awesome. Another part of the experience was hitting the teeter-totter with TFT Burlington. We got on and felt weightless for a few seconds.
Do it. Say it again. I'm going to save my duckies because they're all going to fall.
Okay, passenger a little bit. Yep. Yeah. Straighten that out. Oh. Hard brake. That's right. Okay, slowly, a little bit passenger. Yeah, keep going. Okay, there's your front. Good job. Thank you. Good job. Proud of you.
How was it?
We're here with Red Bear Outdoors, a Canadian company located here in Toronto. Their motto is to get you outdoors. They come with tents, racks, campers, and awnings. Let's go check it out. Hi everyone, welcome. We're here with Red Bear Outdoors, and here today we're with myself, Trisha, and Mike.
Hey everyone.
So today we're just going to do a little walk around, just talk about Red Bear Outdoors and about their products and what they specialize in. So today, Mike, you want to tell us a little bit about your rigs? You want to do a little walk around and just tell us what you have?
Yeah, for sure. Right up here we've got the, this is the original Red Bear, so to say. It's partially where the name came from. So this is our Canyon, 2016 Canyon, and we've got it outfitted with a alu cab canopy camper. On the inside of the canopy camper itself, we have our own custom electrical systems, which is a service that we do. We do full electrical service for everybody, whether it's solar, dual batteries, anything you need. We've got a prototype of a cabinetry unit that we're actually building out right now. So that's going to be evolving into a more developed line over the next few months that we'll be, looking to sell to provide to our customers. It's got a whole ton of accessories from AluCab itself as well. This truck also has, we've got the Strands light bar on the front. We've got Strands fog lights, which will be a little hard to see right now. Warren Xeon winch. All of these items that we are able to provide to customers of Red Bear Outdoors.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Red Bear. When did you guys start? When did you guys get funded?
So we started off in July of 2017. And originally we were the first to bring in Tepui tents, which were one of the, let's call them, initial soft shell tents that were really big in the market in North America at the time. They eventually got bought out by Thule, so nice big brand, right? And ever since then, we've been carrying Thule as well, of course. And so we originally started in 2017 of July. We brought in the Tepui tents. We used to sell, honestly, we ran an online business pretty much and would go to see people that were interested in seeing a rooftop tent, and we'd meet them at a parking lot and open up a tent and show them exactly how it works, And that worked as a long time passion project essentially. And then over the years, we just started building and picking up more different brands, more different services, and pretty much everything that we sell, we use ourselves. We try it out, we make sure it works. That's why all the brands that we carry are usually on the higher end, but they're also high quality. They're going to last you a long time, and they're going to get you wherever you want to go.
That's amazing. So now, I guess picking up for the last few years, now we're seeing a lot more overlanding.
Yeah.
Overlanding is such a big thing now. It's getting more into, leaving the Jeeps, but Tacomas and the Land Rovers and even the Lexuses are getting into it. So what is, you think, what's your top selling product that you would say? Is it like a tent? Or is it more like accessories that people like to see or get to use?
I think it comes down to a bit of a split. So there's the split of putting in the traditional style of camping, because we sell also gazelles. Those are the ground, really quick pop-up setup tent. Those will be the number one seller in that category. And then once you get into the rooftop tents and campers and so on, at the moment it's iCamper. AluCab is picking up. The brand is starting to become more recognized within Canada, so it's gaining ground, and I think by next year it'll very likely overtake as well.
So soft shell or hard shell? What's the difference between that? Is it the weight? Is it distribution? Is it the amount of people that fits? How is the difference? As a very newbie person to tenting life, how does that work, or how does that go?
Very valid question. A lot of people, first thing that they try to find out is what's the difference? Which one do I actually want to go with? We ended up actually writing a couple of little blog articles on our website just for that reason. But basically the soft shell versus hard shell comes down to a couple of things. One of the first things that people will look at is the budget, right? So soft shells will be cheaper than the hard shells. On the flip side, though, is the convenience of use. So a soft shell your tear down process, your pack up process, will probably take you 10 to 15 minutes, right? Because there's a lot more work of having to move around the tent, having to fold things in half, having to stuff fabric. All this is happening above your height level usually, right? Versus with a hard shell, if you have something like our iCampers, for example, the iCampers are the clamshell design, so everything kind of gets sucked together with a couple of straps, and then you literally close it, so you can be done in about 2 minutes. And then you have something like the AluCabs, which are the wedge style tents. So with the AluCabs, I mean, you're talking seconds to close this thing, right? You literally pull down one strap. You might have to buff it in the fabric just a little bit, but then it's closed, latch, you're done and ready to go. So that's really where the convenience factor comes in, and that's usually where you're paying a little bit of extra price for. In terms of other factors, you're looking at hard shells. You'll be able to, especially with the aluminum ones, for example, there we have crossbars. You'll be able to mount things on the roof, right? With a soft shell, you kind of lose that capability because now you have a fabric that is sitting on the roof of your vehicle. Now you can still strap a canoe to it, but not really putting anything on the tent itself.
And something interesting that I noticed, I went on your website and I was looking at your rent tent program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we try to rent the majority of the most common items that we sell. So that includes the gazelle ground tents and gazebos. That also includes the rooftop tents. So we rent the soft shells, we rent the iCamper Mini, which will be more fitting to something like a Wrangler, for example, or a smaller vehicle like a Subaru Outback, where weight is a concern essentially, right, for the roof. We also rent out the full alu cabs. We rent out the full size iCampers. And a bunch of other accessories too. So if you want to try out a fridge or a Jackery power source, or you're missing a solar panel for a weekend, we can rent all those things.
Wow, that's awesome. So you guys need to go on the website, check it out, because that is an awesome opportunity. If you are brand new, just getting into Overland, getting into camping and exploring, that's definitely like a great option to check out Red Bear Outdoors.
Thank you very much.
And last question, what do you guys have planned for 2024? Anything coming new or exciting, or something that you could give it a bit?
Keep growing the business, keep growing, making us bigger, trying to get out to more shows, have more awareness of the brand itself, but also different brands that we carry. But we're also trying to evolve our services further. So one of the main things is working on our right. So it's something that we want to offer to customers, whether they have an alu cab, because we outfit so many alu cabs. One of the main things people ask for is, can you build me the interior? So we're trying to build out. We've partnered with two very great carpenters to actually go through the process and prototype out a build, which will then convert to a sellable unit. And then beyond that, we'll see. We've got many plans.
That's good.
We'll see where the economy takes us.
And where can people find you guys, connect with you, or find you on social media?
Yeah, pretty much anything you name it, we've got it. So redbearoutdoors.ca is the website. Red Bear Outdoors on Instagram, on Facebook. You can text us if you want on one of the phone numbers that are on Google or on our website. Give us a shout. Honestly, one of the best things is probably just send us an email to info@redbearoutdoors.ca.
Awesome.
And of course, we have our showroom in Toronto at 55 McCormack Street, which is at Keelan St. Clair.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Strikeforce 67 is a Canadian company operating right here in Sarnia, Ontario. They're associated with companies that offer innovative and practical quality products. Their mission is to offer these products to Canadians. They also give back to the community as they are a proud supporter of the Wounded Warriors Canada.
All right, so we're going to talk about the Go Treads.
Yeah, let's just get this out of the way here. So Go Treads.
Yes.
Go Treads, it's a traction tool, but a lot of people get more mileage out of them as a leveling tool. You got a rooftop tent, so you can, right? And actually the proper way to do this, when you're going to use them for leveling, now you got this little rampy thing, come right up, boom. Every plate is an inch thick, so here in this situation, you have, if you have anything happens to them, we want you to use and abuse them. Anything happens, you just get a hold of us and we'll send you the components. We want to see pics so we can send that back to engineering.
Okay.
Right? And yeah. And also what's a nice thing about this versus a fixed board is that when you set them in place, if we kind of look down here, assume, that, let's say we're the tire's buried up to here, let's say, right? We're in a nice little rut. When you set them, they will follow the contour of the ground. So, we've all been in situations where you take your fixed board and you're trying to put it on an angle and it's hitting the bottom side of the vehicle, or you're putting it on an angle this way because you just can't set it. This is so much easier. You just put it in front, give it a good kick like that, one on each wheel, back in the vehicle, light on the throttle, and because it's smooth right here on the first plate, then the wheel spins and it just sucks it under. and this is the beginning transition plate, and then that's it, Bob's your uncle, you're out.
Yeah.
Large diameter tires. This is our XL size, and this is our 70-inch long. Again, 70 inches long, that's a 35-inch tire. That's a lot of run out. There's nothing like this on the market. Vacuum mounts on the back of the iPad.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's nice if you want to do, a temporary installation of your iPad in the vehicle for a nav because you're doing a nice big run.
Right.
Yeah, and then our cell phone
Cell phone
holder as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then tell us a little about your tire table.
So the tire table. This is the original Tailgater tire table from the U.S.
Okay.
This is aluminum, and this is what we call the standard size.
Okay.
Okay. We've had it mounted up onto 44s.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a 35, no problem. So it just is fully adjustable. You just slip it over the tire, and then the leg, you got two ways. You can do what we call the cantilever approach.
Mm-hmm.
So if the ground is soft, muddy, you can do cantilever. Or in this case, we haven't had rain, it's nice and hard. You
That's
can
perfect.
do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So some people like this, even on hard ground, because it's out of the way,
It's out of the way.
right? So
Yeah.
if you want to come up here with your laptop even,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Perfect working
Hey boss,
station.
I'm working.
I'm working.
I'm busy. I'm sorry. I'm getting ready for a Teams meeting. And that's my background. You know, you can pick your backgrounds. Mine just happens to be, a forest.
Forest.
Or beach.
Or beach. Or...
There you
Okay, one more thing I'm really interested in is...
Yes. The pièce de résistance.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put it into its proper clean. So there we go. So everyone's seen these bags around, Trasharoo, etc. Blah blah blah. So basically, what this bag is, it's all designed around the table, the Tailgater tire table. So it has its own slot pouch, if you wish, that you slide your table in.
Oh.
So if you got a spare tire, the outside, a swing,
Yeah.
and you got the table,
Oh, if it's right around.
now you put this right in there. It has its own slide, and then you have the whole front part of this bag for other storage.
Okay.
So 100 pounds, no problem.
Okay.
You got to be aware of your tire mount as to how much weight it can take.
Okay.
But this is basically probably 30-40% bigger than any bag out there in the market. And it's really about rethinking this real estate. You can buy the smaller ones for trash. That's nice. You can use this, trash and beyond. Maybe you're going to say, no, actually, I want to put my barbecue in here. I want to put some other stuff in here. And now actually have a lot of cargo space.
You're good.
I mean, you think if you got some folding chairs and this and that, it would just be a drop in the bucket in this thing.
Yeah.
Right? You can put your recovery on the bottom.
Yep.
Put your other stuff on top, so you have dirty on the bottom, a little bit cleaner on the top. It's very versatile and big. That's the thing. Big. Canadian made.
Canadian made. I'm here with Luke, and organizer and of Overland North. And I'm going to say for my first experience for this weekend was awesome. Being a jeeper, being a jeeper, and seeing all the different vehicles and different rigs, and just meeting the people, meeting the community is definitely a different insight to the off-road community. And Luke, this is your sixth year doing this event.
Sixth event.
Sixth event. Okay,
Third year.
What is your most memorable moment, or like a memorable event that you can remember? That's that's, I know there's probably a lot, but
I think that's a tough one, to be honest with you, because I reach each event you have little moments, these like micro moments that stand out to you. But I think one of the interesting things during our winter event was welcoming a first timer to our event, very new to Canada, from China. Andy is his name. Came with a very capable rig, him and his lovely wife, I believe. And they had they had done research, they had the right stuff. We were so excited. We get excited about the first timers.
Yeah.
And because a big part of it's about sharing knowledge.
Right.
And just the cultural practices of like being in the outdoors and being prepared and all that stuff.
Right.
And they call me 6-layer now because I said, how many layers do you guys have on?
Yeah.
And they had this beautiful outerwear. And they said, oh, under this? And I said, yeah. And they said, 1. And I said, okay, so I'm going to get you a coat because you might be cold. And I think, like, to me, that stands out because we want to create an environment where everyone feels welcome and that they're able to grow as it relates to their skills, their knowledge. And I use the word knowledge mobilization or cultural practices. And it seems weird. Like, we think of Canada, maybe we take it for granted how big and vast and beautiful and rugged it is.
Right.
But I think it has a mystique. And when you get into this sort of community, that's sort of maybe what you're drawn to. Your archetype is drawn to getting out, exploring, pushing yourself, building confidence, challenging, going off the beaten path. And so when I think of, that particular moment and we were able to impart some wisdom. It was John at Beast who aptly brought a ton of really nice minus 30 coats. He was like, you can have a coat, which I love about John. I think that's cool. I think we're trying to look after one another. And, that's that sense of community, right? Yeah. Like it's about, just teaching each other. We learn every day. And I think that's a memorable moment. So I see those now throughout the events. So it's super cool.
Yeah. Seeing all like the new people and seasoned overlanders and, and just the rigs and the gear that they have, I think is just a whole mind opening. And if you haven't come, you guys definitely need to come and just experience that in general. So speaking of events, you have other events that go out throughout the year. It's not the only one, Alban Hills. Talk about your other events that you have. Yeah, so our next event, so we have 3 events in 2023 that we produced. We also partnered with the Sportsman Show where we produced a haul last, I guess it was February. So our next event's in Muskoka. It's in March. It's on the Abandoned Runway, and that's where it sort of all started. It's called the Rally. It is I want to say it's September 16th to the 17th, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. It's really fun. It's fun in the sense that it's a different type of event where it's 3,000 feet. It's a runway. You have about 225 trucks on it. Wow. And it reminds me, this is going to sound really funny, but I have a 5-year-old, about the movie Cars. And they talk about like Radiator Springs, and it used to be a really cool town and everyone would cruise on the main drag. But then the highway came and then everyone didn't go to Radiator Springs. So I feel it's like that cruising thing. You're like, let's go for a walk and check out really cool trucks, cars, motorcycles. And then there's 14 fires equidistant sort of from each other along the runway. And so when you're at the top of the runway and you're looking down, you see these burning fires. Wow. So it's like sort of memorable. And then it's cool. It's in the heart of Muskoka. So, they have access to trails is readily available. And then it's sort of cool too because it's a little bit further north, and we try and welcome the people from, say, North Bay or Sudbury. Even we get a lot of folks from the Ottawa Valley, which is super cool. And like overlanding is really about the journey. And so when I drive to these events, because I live in Ottawa and I had to drive here, I think about the route I'm going on just so I can enjoy my drive. Right. And so that's the next event that's coming up. So it's in September at Deerhurst Resort. You can find out more information on our website, overlandnorth.ca. Awesome. And it's really community focused. There's no day visitors. Okay. Vendors are always there, but they're there to like have fun and not work. Like they're, say here where we're trying to grow the community, educate people. And that's sort of why we're at Albion Hills, because we have close proximity to the GTA. And it's sort of, again, you can draw people in an hour or 2 hours away from north, south, east, west. So, so that's the next one. Awesome. And so I experienced something this weekend. I did the driver's experience on Friday. Now, is that the first time you guys did this year? Okay. Yeah. So awesome experience. Rich and Chris were great.
Yeah.
We had a great group, and it was basically going through, different ruts and different terrain and the rock pile, and taking as an off-roader and even still going on it. I went with a whole completely open mind. I still learned stuff. You're always learning. You're always learning. Always learning, always exploring. But as a person, it's a first time experience. I think it was great. I think you should continue doing it.
Awesome.
And
thank you.
I think the feedback you get was really good on that. A lot of the group
really enjoyed it.
Do you think that you would have it still in the future? You think you bring it back?
I think so. So I'm glad to hear that feedback. We got connected with Richard and Chris through one of our business partners out west who helps us with our marketing. And it was like the universe. Sometimes things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, that was a reason. I've been talking to Chris for the last 6 months. Chris is the owner of Overland Training Canada. He does a lot of this type of work with mining companies. He's a certified wrecker, so he does some really big recovery things, projects. And he's also the director of drive experiences for Overland Expo down in the U.S. He's also affiliated with the Rebel Rally, which is an amazing event if you don't know or heard of it.
Yeah, heard of it.
And it was sort of cool because the person we have in common is Kelsey Pringle. She's actually been a participant, in the Rebel Rally. And so it was just like, okay, I need to meet this guy.
Right.
And through those conversations, we said, we always beta test things. We're like, we're going to start small. We're going to have high touch. There was 10, 12 people in your group. You have 2 instructors, and you get that really high touch access to them. It's a 3-hour experience. So we're definitely going to do it. We're really excited to look at how it is we can expand it, how it is we can get more people interested in it, and really test their rig, right? There was 4 runners going through it. There was trucks with stock lifts. It wasn't crazy. A lot of people stayed off the rock garden because you did it. Nice. Did you air down? I'm just sort of curious.
So I didn't, and I thought about doing that, and we had another Jeep actually disconnect.
Oh yeah.
So you got a little flexy. Yeah. So I was like, I should have disconnected, but I didn't air down. I was low on my tire pressure, so I just kept it like that.
Yeah, just kept it like that.
But you know what?
It worked out for sure.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was fun. That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
What my other question was, I know we talked about it a little bit off camera. Now the rigs itself, what do you think is the most popular, let's say, overlanding rig? Now I see, mostly for myself, I see a lot of Toyotas, a lot of Tacomas.
Yeah.
I see, like we talked about, the Chevrolets, they're starting to come in as well.
Yeah.
A few Jeeps. But what do you think? Is there? Let her get it out. It's your friend.
All right, there you go.
And blue steel.
So our last question will be, what do you think, on top of your head?
Okay.
What is your most popular vehicle that comes to Overland events?
Oh, comes to our event, I would say it's a Tacoma.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's a Tacoma.
Okay.
Gladiator is up there though as well. And I would say we're starting to see more, sort of Canyon Colorados.
Okay.
And then, we'd like to see more of everything, to be honest with you. Like, it would be cool. We've seen a Porsche 944 with a roof basket on it. We've seen a Subaru with a 12-inch lift.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But
so it's definitely changing. It's definitely evolving.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we would love to see more 2-wheel sort of setups too.
Okay.
It'd be a 2-wheel or 4-wheel. It's about getting out there and exploring and I'm a motorcycle enthusiast, and I think the fun part about being on 2 wheels is you can get a little deeper and a little further in, and a little closer to some lakes and stuff that the 4 wheels just can't get into, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
And last question, I guess, is where can everyone reach you or find about events, your social media?
Yeah, so you can reach us online, overlandnorth.ca. and then at Overland North, North NTH, on both Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.